Welcome back to another card tutorial. Today I'm featuring Unity Stamp Company. Thanks for joining me. My name is Echo. Let's get into it. I stamped the image with black Copic friendly ink. Now I'm going to start the underpainting. I want to give a lot of depth to her shirt, so I'm going to paint it like, I'm going to color it. Okay, it ended up being a lot oranger than what I anticipated, but that's okay. So the first color, and I'm going alternating the stripes, is the drawing, and I'm using B32. And then my next color, I go right over the B32 with R27 and then go past just a little bit. And I know this is a little bit of not very big a space to do flicks, but it's doable. I wanted to see if it was, and it definitely is. And then I go right over that color with YR07 and lay it on top of the first two colors and then go past a little bit. And then we will have our final color, which is YR04. Just going over on top of all of the colors, blending them in. And then I'm going to go in with the alternating stripes. And I just used two colors for this because I wanted to kind of keep it light. I used E43 there. And the second color is E81, just to kind of lighten it up. And then for the, I wanted to add a little bit more yellow, so I went over the red kind of orange stripes with Y17. And then I did a second coat of the tan color, and again those colors are E43 and E81. And somehow in the editing process I lost the footage for the underpaint color for the pants, but I can tell you I used Y28, and that was just to add a lot more shadow under it. That's the underpaint color. And then I went in with B99. I really wanted B97, but I could not find my color, B97. I am thinking my little daughter had something to do with it. Anyways, this is B95 is the mid-tone color, and then to finish it off with B93. And I did have a little bit of a tough time blending these, so I did go back with a mid-tone color and add it, just because there was a big step from that darkest color to my mid-range to my high range, because I really needed to use B97, but all I had was B99 and I made it work. It was fine. So everything's all good. Next, we're going to be coloring the skin. The first color I use is E02, adding kind of I decided I wanted a full base coat and added E00 is what I kind of like to do with skin. And then I go in with the E02. I haven't colored skin in a while, so I was a little rusty on my colors that I was picking up. Usually I like to go in darker, but I was trying to decide on, I usually work from dark to light, but I kind of did the opposite on this, but it still worked out okay. And then I went in with my mid-tone E11 and then used E02 to kind of lighten it up a little bit. Now you can get a little bit technical and get really involved in the shading and stuff, and I did okay with the skin, but it wasn't the main part of the image, so I didn't fuss with it for too long. Now we're gonna color some hair. My first color I'm using is my darkest color, which is E59, then E57 is my mid-tone color, making sure I leave a good space for highlight. And to finish it off, I'm using E35 for the color. I go over it with a second coat just to sharpen up those colors a little bit. You don't always have to do a second coat, but I prefer to, just to make sure everything blends okay, especially if it's a small space like that. I added a shadow color. I decided I wanted the shadow on the shirt to be a little deeper, so I went in with a neutral gray, which was a warm gray, because I used kind of warm colors on her shirt, W5. I start to fussy cut, and you can use your scan and cut, Cricut, anything like that if you don't like to fussy cut, but I don't mind it. It doesn't take too long to do. Then I had to redo the background, so I had the hearts picked out, you can see there, and that was from pattern paper that got released, I think the last release, and the shirt didn't end up as red as I anticipated, ended up a lot more orange, so here I am trying to pick out a new patterned paper to finish our card up, and I ended up with the I think the Erie pressed petals is what it is, and I had stamped the sentiment and trimmed it, and of course distressed it with my scissors, and ink blended it with some distress ink and antique linen and vintage photo. I stamped the dictionary kind of words that come in the kit in the background, and then just ripped that and ink blended it. And then I ink blended the edges of the girl just because I didn't like the white. I didn't cut it up exactly close, but it was fine. I like the grungy look. That's what it is. I used the decal and stitches nesting dice from Unity Stamp Company. And then I'm just putting on the patterned paper and the little background that I made. And it's like a little dictionary of hope is what it is. And it's stamped it like 4 times, ripped the paper down, ink blended the edges. Super simple. Add our girl. I pop her up with some foam tape, and kind of put her off to the side a little bit. I thought it kind of looked good, a little off-centered. And then I realized I needed to add a little bit of grounding under the feet, and then I did not, when I was taking pictures after the card was done and editing the pictures, I realized I needed to add a little more ground under her tush area just so it doesn't look like she's floating, is all that does in the card world, just kind of adds a little depth. And then I added the sentiment, popped up the 1/2 to match the because we popped her up, and then just glued the second half on. Well, thanks for joining me today, and I will catch you next time.